Hello my friends, welcome back to my channel. I am finishing up my makeup. I actually just filmed the outro for my last vlog. I am ready to get this week on the road, get this week started, if you will. I feel like last week I did a good job for like the first 2 days for Monday and Tuesday at, being a girl boss and like getting stuff done around the house and just like feeling like I was productive. Then things kind of slipped. Granted, I was a little bit busy like taking care of my sister's cats, but this week, baby, we're going to take it low and slow. I'm going to be doing some reading. I'm going to be doing some editing, some video filming, some stuff around the house. And as always, I will be taking you along this journey with me. Shove a little fertility update in here. I'm feeling pretty good. I am almost 100% done bleeding. I'm a little bit spotty, but like you can tell it's like kind of like what happens at the tail end of your period, like things are definitely slowing down quite a bit in terms of like how I'm feeling. I don't have any cramping. Emotionally too, I am regulating myself a lot better. There were definitely some days that first week after the surgery that I was really like emotionally all over the place because something horrible happened to me, but also the like crash in hormones I think was really not great. I was also experiencing kind of a lot of headaches, which I find happens to me when there's like big changes in my estrogen levels, whether it is right before my period, if I'm like not on any sort of, hormones, or if I start estrogen patches for a transfer. Good lord, I feel like shit. My head just like kills me. And it's not migraines, so I know that I'm like safe in terms of being on estrogen, but I just am really reactive to sex hormones, I guess. That has gone away, which is nice. So I feel like I'm getting back to myself emotionally, physically, and that has been really nice. I'm just feeling a lot better. I do have a blood draw on Wednesday to check my, I'm gonna say THC. I don't smoke weed, what the fuck? To check my HCG to make sure that it is completely gone from my system or leaving my system. I think I'll probably still have to go in for like another draw. I think it's going to be completely gone from my system. Last time they checked 2 weeks ago it was at about 700, which is honestly lower than I expected, which is really nice. I honestly think it'll be around in the hundreds, like hundreds, 200s. I have to go back in 2 weeks probably to just like make sure it's really going down. I'm hoping this isn't something that's like really drawn out. I know for some people it takes longer than others. I'm really hoping that my body just like metabolizes this shit and gets it out, but we'll see. And then like other than that, like I don't have anything to do right now. I don't have anything to focus on, and I think like mentally that has been kind of weird for me. I think my mind has been kind of filling in the gaps in terms of just being anxious. I think over the past couple of weeks I've just been like, okay, well, I feel like this is such a setback and like when can I get started again and all these things. And I felt almost like guilty, I think, feeling that way after having gone through something traumatic. But looking at Reddit, a lot of people feel the same way. Like I think a lot of people handle, pregnancy loss in different ways, but I think the two most common things I see are like people being really, really upset, people naming their lost baby basically, and kind of going through that sort of process. Again, that kind of also depends on like how far you are along, I think, for some people. And then I also see a lot of people just wanting to know when they can get started again, when they can like get back on the horse. I think that's kind of where I'm at personally. I think that's been kind of challenging because I know that physically like I am not ready, as in like my body isn't ready. I still have probably HCG in my system and I haven't had a period and like we couldn't start, another embryo transfer if we wanted to. I think that's been kind of hard on me, is feeling like I'm in limbo. And I think that's the hardest part of like a lot of this fertility stuff is like waiting, getting bad results, waiting. The waiting, it's like you feel like you're spending your whole life waiting. But I'm really making a concerted effort, and I think I did a pretty good job last week at not doing that. I think for me, if I get too in my head about the fertility stuff, it's unproductive because I literally can't do anything about it right now. And even if I am doing stuff about it, I have no fucking control over the results. So I'm really trying to shift my mindset into focusing on things that I can. And you might have noticed that like in the last video, I kind of like found my hobby. I am outlining my book. I'm gonna probably start writing it sometime this week. Fertility is interesting. I think like sometimes I'll have these like moments of dread of like, oh my god, like what if this doesn't work for me? I know I have to get like a saline sonogram before doing another embryo transfer, and I'm just like, oh, they're gonna find like cysts, adhesions, scar tissue. It's gonna be horrible. I'm gonna have to go through another surgery. I find myself thinking like, who gives a shit? I really feel like I've come so far medical wise. Like it's kind of insane to me that at the beginning of all of this I was like terrified to get a blood draw, and now I'm like, put me under, rip my insides open. I really don't give a shit. So my mind is all over the place, I think, about the fertility stuff, but like I'm doing my best to not to dwell, I guess, on things that I can't control. I think it's fine to like process your emotions, and I'm allowing myself to like mourn the loss, obviously, but I'm not allowing myself to think about all the things that could go wrong because I can't control any of that. And why spend your life like constantly anticipating like the next bad thing that's gonna happen? That is it pretty much for fertility. I probably won't even keep you updated on the HCG thing because it's just like not that interesting. But anyway, I finished my makeup. I'm feeling like myself again. I need to do my hair. I'm really trying to make a concerted effort to like put makeup on, do my hair every day, because it's how I feel good, And me not doing that, I guess, is a little bit of personal growth, but also it's a little bit of like me just like not taking care of myself in the way that I normally do. So I'm trying to like be better about doing those things and getting up every day and making my bed. I actually just got some new throw pillows. I have been over the past little while, getting pillow covers from a few different shops online that I really enjoy, primarily Laurel and Blush from Etsy, but their prices are pretty high and I don't think the quality really like meshes very well with the price, to be honest. I don't think their like materials are that remarkable, especially since a lot of the pillows that you buy from any of these pillowcase companies, like one-sided pillows. Anyway, I kept getting advertisements after looking at Laurel and Blush recently for woven nook. I kind of fell in love with their pillows. I think they're really pretty. I wanted something for my bed that was going to add a little bit of color and be a little bit more interesting than the brown pillows I normally have, because everything's a little too matchy-matchy in here for me, but that wouldn't bother me in terms of color, because I feel like I get sick of certain colors, really like bright, vibrant stuff. After a while I get sick of it. Anyway, went on Woven Nook's website to check things out, and I really appreciated and enjoyed how they paired different pillows together, because I feel like sometimes I struggle with that. I mean, I like design and I like interior decorating, but I'm not like a professional at this, and they do a really good job at like showing you what pillows pair good together, and they're like patterns I love. I am obsessed with plaid. If you didn't know, plaid is like everything to me. I like the pillows. I feel more motivated to make my bed now too, that I've got like some cute pillows to go on the bed as well. But let me briefly run you through kind of what this week is going to look like in terms of the plans that I have. I actually kind of have a lot of stuff going on. A dentist appointment, which I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little nervous for. I take pretty good care of my teeth. I like floss, I water floss, I brush my teeth with like a Sonicare toothbrush, whatever. But I'm nervous because when I was pregnant, I like was not taking the best care of my teeth. I've never had a cavity, but like, could this be the time? I'm not sure. I'm going on Tuesday to get my teeth cleaned. Oh god, that was also like a really uncomfortable conversation. I got a text from my dentist that was like, hey, we can't do x-rays on you because you're pregnant. And I'm like, you don't have to worry about that, partner. Dentist appointment on Tuesday. On Wednesday, I have someone coming to look at our bathroom. I don't know if I told you this last week, but I don't know, it feels so like bitchy and privileged to even bring it up, but I have always hated the bathroom in our like primary bedroom. It's a perfectly fine size. I'm not someone who like needs a large footprint in my house to be happy, but I really hate that whoever designed this bathroom decided that we just didn't need a bathtub. There's not enough room to have a freestanding shower and a bathtub, but they just decided, let's put in a cheap plastic shower pan and some like really shitty tile and just call it a day, and that'll be like, ooh, glamour, like freestanding shower. It's perfectly functional, it's perfectly fine, but we have noticed recently that there is, I think, a leak somewhere in the kind of like shower vicinity, and we also just like, we just don't like the glass shower enclosure. It's funny the things that like are considered luxury these days, which are the like freestanding showers with the glass enclosure. I hate cleaning glass. I don't like freestanding showers. I literally want to rip out the shower and put in a recessed bathtub, not even a freestanding like glamorous bathtub, just like a regular fucking bathtub shower combo with some nicer tile. Also, for some reason, the tile in our shower stops right where the glass stops, so there's like 2 or 3 feet to the ceiling. I don't know, it just looks goofy. So I would like to rip out that shower and put in a bathtub with some like decent tile, and also maybe replace the actual like tile in the bathroom for some nicer tile. I'm not gonna like rip out the vanity. I don't need like, you know, a ton of things done in there. But anyway, we have someone coming on Wednesday to kind of like give us a quote and a bid on how much that would be. I have no reference or clue as to how much that would be, so probably be months before we do that if we decide to do it. But I have someone coming out. I'm kind of excited. It feels very like adult, I guess. I've never had anyone renovate my house. Yeah, I mean, my house is new, so it would make sense I wouldn't have people renovate it, but that's something that's happening. Kind of excited for it. Saturday, I have a wedding to go to, which I'm really looking forward to. I'm not really a wedding person. I actually kind of don't like them. I didn't really love my own wedding. I mean, it was beautiful. I'm like grateful for it, but I'm just not a wedding person, okay? I find them to be unexciting for a lot of reasons, but for some reason I'm like really excited about the idea of like getting dressed up and like looking cute. So the dress that I really like from Abercrombie, I want to get some new heels, and I really like, I've got my glam kind of already picked out. I'm gonna do my like signature fancy look, which is just like side parted hair with curls all to one side and red lipstick. I really need to get back on my red lipstick bullshit because I feel like I wore a lot of like dark lips, red lips, etc. in college and in high school, and I always felt so pretty. And looking back at pictures, I feel like it's one of my best looks, but I don't really go anywhere to like wear red lipstick. Like I'm not gonna wear red lipstick day to day. I'm not Taylor Swift. I want to get a new red lipstick and like wear that, and I don't know, very excited about that prospect. And I think maybe that'll make going to a wedding actually sweet because, you know, I'll be like glamorous. On top of that, I need to read a couple of books today and tomorrow. The list video that I am filming either late Tuesday or early Wednesday, and I want to get some like cleaning and organization done around the house. I got started on that last week, but I kind of stopped, shall we say, kind of abandoned a couple of my projects midway through. I did end up finishing the bathroom project, but my office like really needs some help, so I am going to do that. I don't know if I'll like even film anything in there, but like I want to be able to be in my office and it not be a total fucking disaster. So just the girly pop things that I'm doing this week. So many things to talk about, my dear friends. Happy Tuesday. I am going to do a tiny bit of makeup because I have a dentist appointment. And here's the thing, normally if I'm like going to any sort of appointment, I put a full face of makeup on, but it feels a little silly for the dentist, considering she's going to probably be getting like stuff all over my face. And by her, I mean my dental hygienist. I don't know what it is about those little sucky straws and like what they're doing, but inevitably water gets all over my face. I am just gonna put on, I think, the Supergoop tint and maybe some concealer. I also there's like a little thing about me, which I'm sure you probably already know if you follow my Instagram. I kind of want to go and take some pictures for Instagram specifically, and I don't care if that's fucking chuggy. It makes me feel good. That's all that there really is to it. It makes me feel good, feel pretty, and like get dressed up and go take pictures. So I don't know if the weather's going to cooperate, but I don't want to put a full face of makeup on now. I'm gonna take pictures like kind of in the evening, so a little bit of skin tint, and then I can like wash my face and start over for makeup later. But I sat down because I wanted to talk to you about books and also just kind of stream of consciousness, talk about fertility again. I have so much on my mind, I feel like, and it's not like really specific to anything that I'm like currently doing, but I obviously posted my video a couple of weeks ago at this point. Still surprises me, it still shocks me, the amount of people who are still DMing me, sharing their stories. Makes me want to cry, to be honest. There's so many people that I know personally, are simply internet acquaintances with and like really love, who are dealing with the same exact shit and just like don't share it online. And I'm not saying you should share it online, but it just like makes me so angry that this is so many people's reality. Like whether they do IVF or not, pregnancy loss, all of it, like it just makes me so mad. I don't know like why I am getting weepy today. I did just have like a conversation with a friend who's also dealing with this. It was really cathartic and nice. It just makes me so angry that like people have to deal with this. And I'm not even angry for me, I'm angry for other people. And I think like, I was telling my friend this, I've never considered myself to be a very empathetic person, which I think is the opposite of what a lot of people on the internet claim to be. I've never really claimed to be very empathetic. I have a hard time, probably because of some of the stuff I got going on in the old brain, I have a hard time understanding other people's emotions and like where they're coming from if I haven't personally experienced it. But this has given me so much empathy for other people going through all kinds of things, but obviously very specifically this, and it just makes me so mad. And I don't think that's like the right emotion maybe to have, but like I'm just so angry. Yeah, so many people have to deal with this. What can I say that I haven't already said? I keep touching on this over and over again because I like really need to drive this home, but the worst part of all of this is dealing with other people's emotions about my emotions, and that sucks. People like projecting things onto you. I got a comment on a thread recently, and the thread really wasn't, here's how I started off the thread. I think I said something like, after having a miscarriage I give no fucks anymore, and that is true. I don't give a fuck about anything. Like I don't mean that in like a nihilistic kind of way. I just mean like after going through really hard things, I don't know, I just think I'm less of a control freak, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And then I proceeded to say other things, and the only thing that person seemed to catch from my thread, which really wasn't even that related to miscarriage, it's more just me talking about how like I think happy endings exist in life even if bad things happen. Really kind of a positive thread. I got a comment that was like, healing takes a long time and you may never heal from this. Why are you putting that on me? I never said that I'm not okay. In fact, second, the little like thread in my thread said genuinely okay, because like I am okay, and that's okay. It's okay for me to be okay. That's not to say that I'm never sad or that like this doesn't have an impact on my life, but if I say I'm okay, I am okay. And I don't need you to project your emotions onto my emotions. Today I'm going to the dentist. This is also probably why this is coming out, talking about the x-rays and like how you can't get x-rays if you're pregnant. And I'm like, well, I'm not pregnant, so that's okay. It took them an hour to reply to me after that, after telling them I had a miscarriage. And I could tell they didn't know what the fuck to say. They were like, oh, I'm so sorry or whatever. Like, sure. I just like I'm not looking forward to this. I already hate the fucking dentist, but like going and having to like, with other people being sad on your behalf, like I get that it's like, I know that it comes from a good place. And I'm not saying you're like a bad person if like you feel empathy for another person or like you want to, you know, sympathize with them, but like I hate it. Oh, I also hate that this man's mowing his fucking lawn, but we're just gonna have to deal with that in the background if you can hear it, so sorry. I don't know. I think my emotions are just all over the place. I genuinely have felt so many things over these past couple of weeks. Anger, frustration, mostly. And this is something I was talking to a friend about, and I don't know if I've actually like shared this, but I think kind of where my mind has been lately is about how much of this I'm willing to take and when to call it quits. And I'm definitely not ready now, but it has gotten me to consider, you know, kind of like, will I be okay if I don't have a child? Will I be okay if my life looks different ways? And I don't have an answer to that yet, but I am working on it. I'm actively thinking about it. It is something that's on my mind. I think kind of like stream of consciousness where my head is at is like, I think I can take like 3 more transfers. I think I can take like 3 more, probably. I don't know, maybe I'll get down to 3 and I'll be like, let's keep going. I think 3 is probably my sweet spot. Like I can do 3 more. After 5 failed ones, I don't know if I could keep going. I don't know what I would do after that, honestly. Part of me has thought about like fostering, and that's not a solution for infertility. I just want to throw that the fuck out there. Adoption, fostering, not the solution to infertility. I just genuinely love children, and I don't really care about the biology of it or really having a kid. And I think that's kind of what I've been grappling with lately is like, I don't really care about the biology of it. I actually kind of hate being pregnant. I don't know, man. It's confusing. It's really confusing. I'm sure life and circumstances will make choices for me. That's a big thing that I'm kind of dealing with right now, is like, I've had all of my choices pretty much, it feels like, stripped from me. I mean, the only choice that I'm making is to continue doing this shit, right? But like, I just wanted to like fuck and have a baby. I didn't really want to have to go through all this shit. My choice was taken from me in that sense, I guess. I just have really been back and forth with the kind of person that I am, which is kind of a control freak, and also realizing I have like literally no control. That is what this pregnancy loss has taught me, is I have literally no control over my life, and I feel stupid for trying. And I think that has kind of been a little pervasive. I think has like bled into other parts of my life, and I'm trying to like control what you can control. And like, yeah, I get that. Like, that's what you're supposed to do, and that's how people keep going. You like control the things you can't control, but kind of hard, honestly, when you feel like nothing's really in your control. When the one thing that like your body should be doing naturally and easily, just it's not coming naturally or easily, it just does kind of make you feel like, okay, well, if I can't control this, why would I try to control anything else? I don't consciously think that very often, but I think that my body knows that, and my body feels that, because I'm not gonna lie, like, getting stuff done has been a struggle. That's kind of been the outcome of all of this, is that I just don't really feel like I am the person that I used to be anymore, the like motivated, hardworking person. I like wake up in the morning and I'm like, this is hard. Whereas, you know, I used to have like a 9-to-5 job where I was going into an office every day, and I still managed to pump out 2 to 3 videos a week and like on my YouTube channel and do all this crazy shit. Now I'm like, who was that person? Because I'm not that person anymore. This whole thing has been not fun and kind of shitty, and actually very shitty. I don't know why I'm trying to downplay any of it. It's all shitty. Okay, I hope you've enjoyed all of this. Maybe this connected with you if you're going through it too. I'm trying. Honestly, I really like the skin tint. I like really wasn't sure about it, but like especially in situations like this where I just want my skin to look a little less red, I'm kind of into it. And it's sunscreen. I feel like she's protecting her skin. Let's talk about books, shall we? Because that's why we're here, or some of you are. I'm in a mood today. Maybe that mood will translate into some really like cunty pictures later. I can never say that word on here, but I best believe I'd be saying it in real life. I've been reading books, and I'm not going to finish the 4 books that I need to before this video, but that's okay. I will have finished 2. So I read Redeemed yesterday by Lauren Asher. It was kind of snoozy, honestly. I was accurate. It is about an F1 driver. Did I say that in this vlog or last vlog? I don't know. All the vlogs run together, I'm gonna be frank with you. F1 driver who had an injury, and now he is trying to not make a comeback necessarily, but like trying to get his life back together. And he meets this woman who's trying to like meet her dad, and yeah, didn't really like it. I honestly thought it was kind of boring. It's got that like typical Lauren Asher / like Elena Armas / Ella Mae's sort of like quirky girl writing, which I think could either work or not work for you. If you like that writing, this will work for you. It feels very familiar, I guess you could say. Why are we stopping by my house with the rocks? I cannot tell you how many trucks drive by my window as I'm trying to film every fucking day. Just have big old trucks full of rocks. Where are the rocks going? I just felt like the romance wasn't high stakes, but it kind of felt like it wasn't high stakes. I'm just gonna leave it at that. It just didn't feel super impactful. I wasn't like, oh my god, you know what I mean? When I read it, I wasn't like, I need these people to fuck immediately. And I think that's the bar that romance is kind of at for me right now, is like, if I'm not picking up this book and in the first 20% feeling like I want these people to bone down, I don't think it's for me. That's kind of how I felt about that one. I think I gave it like 2 or 3 stars. I didn't rate it on Goodreads, but I think I would rate it 2 or 3 stars. I'm listening to Faking with Benefits. We can talk about that because I'm not done with that one yet. Okay, so this book's about our main character, Layla, I think is her name. She is a lingerie designer, and her whole life she's kind of felt different than everybody else. She was like bullied in school, and she's just never really felt like a lot of connection to other people, but she really wants to marry. She wants to have kids. She wants to find someone who really gets her. She has 3 sexy neighbors next door who do like a sex podcast together, talking about like relationships, romance, all that kind of stuff. She gets advice from them on how to date. She kind of starts fake dating them and then also fucking kind of all of them. It's a reverse harem romance. I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually impressed. I don't think that I have read a reverse harem romance that I've really enjoyed. I'm trying to think. Don't quote me on that. You might be in the comments like, no, Chandler, you liked this one. Maybe I did. I don't remember. I haven't read that many of them, but I can't remember a single one that I've liked. This one I like because I think there's such an emphasis on the character growth and development. Like each of the boys has like things that they're going through, as she has things that she's going through. I like how I'm adding more and more makeup, even though I said, oh, just a skin tint. But also it's like, I can't walk in with no blush on. Come on. I like that each of the guys too is like going through their own stuff and has like their own character journey to go through. I feel like most of the reverse harem romances I have read just don't feel like the characters real people almost. It's like 3 just really sexy guys who have big penises and are like gonna do things to the heroine. It just doesn't really work for me as someone who cares more about the romance than the sex, and maybe that's why I don't really tend to vibe with reverse harems, because I feel like the purpose of a lot of them is to like titillate and not necessarily to like tell a story. But this one is telling a story, and I can appreciate that. I think like the effort has been put in, and I can respect that. I think this is by Lily Gold. Respect to you, author lady. That being said, my one critique of this book is that I don't really like the sex scenes in it. I don't find them to be particularly sexy, and I feel like such a hating ass bitch saying that, but like I'm just very particular about my sex scenes, and I don't know, even the British narrators I don't think could like make it that sexy for me. It's just not, it's not doing it. I just like, vivid images of fingers and buttholes are just, it's not really doing it for me. I'm not saying that that's like a novel or like disgusting sex act. I just think like the way it was described wasn't really for me, shall we say. So I'm reading. My goal is to finish that one. I think I can like finish that one before I sit down and film this video. I still haven't even made the notes for the video, so that should be interesting. Like that's kind of my plan for today though, to be honest, is like go to the dentist, come back, finish this book, write up my 1-sentence reviews, which like shouldn't take that long. I know it's 100 books, but like shouldn't take that long. Sit down, film the video, edit some video tonight. Maybe have Hayden finish it off tomorrow. I'm not really sure. We'll figure that out as we get to it. Hello friends, happy Wednesday. I did not update you yesterday. Oh, and now that I'm thinking about it, I think I wore this on Monday, this outfit. What is it with me and the Viore matching sets? I just like can't get enough of them. I did want to pop in because there's much to update you on. I'm actually probably going to start 2 books, and I was just bitching about how I wasn't productive in that last clip, but your girl's being productive today. I'm kind of feeling good about it. So let's come in here into my beautifully clean bedroom. I was frantically cleaning our bedroom before the, I was gonna say renovation people. I don't know what the fuck you call them. The remodeling team came and like gave us, not a quote, but like, you know, looked around our space and kind of, we'll talk about that in a second. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from what happened yesterday. My dentist appointment went well in the sense that I have no cavities. My gums look, I guess, mostly okay. Did tell my dentist that I haven't been brushing my teeth as like well as I normally do, or I just like haven't been, you know, on top of things like I normally am. Could tell that my dental hygienist, like she felt that. She didn't say it out loud, but I know she could feel that that was the case. Honestly, like one of my back molars is like kind of sore from how much she was like digging in there with the little scraper tool. Anyway, I told him that and he's like, oh, what's been going on? And I was like, well, I was pregnant. And he was like, oh, how's the baby? And I was like, yeah, no, I was, but like I'm not pregnant anymore. And I just like burst out into tears. I felt so bad. I don't normally do that. Like I can normally just like say I had a miscarriage with a straight face. I mean, I do it on here all the time, but I don't know why that just like kind of took me out. So that was embarrassing. But he's really cool, so it was fine. I did just, yeah, that'll haunt me and live with me forever, I think. Oh, hi, lovey. You want to come in here and come see? We have a pigeon entering the chat. He's such a cutie boy. Did get to take my cute little pictures. Literally, as I was coming home from the dentist, I was like, oh, let me text Hayden and see. It's like right before I was like eating lunch on my own. I texted him and I was like, hey, would you be able to take pictures of me today? And then I forgot that he was going to like a little happy hour, like right when I was going to like be ready, I guess. I was gonna get home and only have like 20 minutes basically to like get my makeup and hair done and then take pictures. Anyway, we were able to pull it off. And these pictures make me so happy. Like these are my favorite wildflowers. That's another, I'm not gonna act like it's the only reason I wanted to take these pictures, but it's a big reason I wanted to. The firewheel flowers in Texas are my favorite wildflowers. I know that they're not like Texas state flower or anything. It's not a bluebonnet, but I love firewheel. I think it's so pretty. I wanted to take pictures with it because I was realizing I had taken 2 other pictures over the years in like, you know, a firewheel field of flowers. And yeah, I just feel really happy. It made me feel really pretty. I just needed that. I think I needed that like little boost. When I came home, I finished my 1-sentence reviews and I was able to film my 1-sentence reviews of 100 popular romances. And I'm really proud of it. I think it went really well. Was not as fun to film as I thought it was going to be. Coming up with the like 1-sentences was fun. But as I was actually filming the video, I realized it was going to be a lot more challenging than any other sit down video, because usually if I'm scripting a sit down video script, but I also kind of go off script, but for this it's like 1 sentence and I couldn't go off script, so it was a little challenging to like get my words out the right way, but it was okay. I did it. I finished that at like, I want to say like 11:30, and then this morning I woke up with the crack of ass to get my blood drawn. That was fine. They didn't use the little baby needle on me, which like I'm a little bummed at, but it's fine. My HCG has gone down like immensely. It was 738 or something like that a couple of weeks ago, and it's down to 17. Just 2 digits right now, which I'm feeling very good about. I expected it to be like in the hundreds or something and for it to just take forever. But I guess my body just metabolizes the fuck out of that shit, so it's almost gone. And I have to go back in 2 weeks to make sure that it's like, you know, definitely at 5 or below 5. But I'm guessing that it probably will be, which is really tight. But I came home and edited for 4 hours straight until my eyes are basically bleeding. I really needed to send off that 1-sentence review video to the sponsor. I don't normally like stay up late to do things or like cram all my editing in at once, but I've just been kind of a slacker and I needed to get this done. So I edited that video. I think it's only like 20 minutes long, which is kind of crazy. It was 40 minutes when I started and then 20 minutes when I finished editing, and I feel good about it. Like it looks really great. I'm glad I like knocked that out. And then we had the reno people come and like kind of look at our bathroom, give us some ideas, and or just like, you know, understand what the space looks like. They're gonna give us a quote, I think, in like a week or two. It was really nice. I really, really like the people that came out. It's like the two owners of the business, and they're local, and it was really nice. I'm really hoping that they give us a quote that's reasonable. Like, obviously, I want to pay whoever does this like what the job is worth. I'm not trying to like lowball anyone or like, you know, cut corners or anything, but I'm just hopeful that I can like maybe afford this. I don't know. I have no idea. I've seen so many different quotes for bathrooms, and it's like we want to do fairly complicated stuff, but at the same time, we're not trying to like rip out the bathroom vanities or, I don't know, do new electrical or anything. We just want like a bathtub and some tile. So I don't know. Who knows? They said it would be easy, but I just like don't know what that translates into when it comes to actual cost of things. They did give me some interesting things to think about though. I was really thinking just like your traditional kind of recessed tub, you know, like when you think of a tub shower combo that it comes in any house standard. That's kind of what I was thinking, but they were really giving me the idea that like a freestanding tub would be better if I like really am insistent on like having a nice soaking experience down here. And I was like, in my mind, I guess when they said that, I was envisioning like when people have like, I don't know, showers that are basically as big as a fucking bedroom and they have a tub within that. I don't really like the way that looks, but was on Pinterest kind of looking at freestanding tub shower combos. I saw like a lot of clawfoot tubs and a lot of really pretty tubs, and no, it's something that I'm like maybe considering. I'll insert a picture of like things that I like right here. In general, I want to do kind of like a black and white any or like hexagonal tile on the floor, and then just like a white subway in kind of the actual like shower surround. It's interesting. I have like definitely more interesting taste in bathrooms than what I'm going for, but what I'm finding about myself and my style is that like I like things that are really neutral or easily changed. For all of my furniture, I like it to either be black or white or wood. I don't want anything that's like a wild shape or a crazy pattern. I can do patterns in bedding, but I can also change bedding. That's easy, you know? So I've looked at bathrooms that have like gorgeous, is it Zalige tiles that are like perfectly imperfect. I've seen like gorgeous like deep green tile, and I think it's really pretty. I just know I'd get sick of it. So I'm trying to go very like neutral and classic and like kind of vintagey at the same time. You know what I mean? So anyway, I'm not sure if we're going to do a freestanding tub or not. I'm trying to like figure that out. I've heard that they're tougher to clean and also less fun if you're actually trying to take a shower. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what will work best for us, and or again if we're like able to even afford to do this. But I'm hopeful, fingers crossed, that we will be able to swing it, because it would just be really nice. And as fun as like the little treats are, I think this is a treat that will continue to treat me as time goes on. I just really like taking baths. I fucking hate showers. I'm gonna be honest. Like I wash my hair in a bathtub if I can. I don't like standing up to clean myself. I feel like I actually get my hair a lot cleaner in a bathtub too, which I know is like the antithesis to what a lot of people believe. But hey, if people have been doing this shit for thousands and thousands of years, and it was good enough for them, it's good enough for me. I feel like my mind is moving at a mile a minute right now. Or just like get done with like a hard task or like a bunch of things back to back, and you're like your mind is still going and your body's still going. According to my calendar, I don't have anything to do. I could just fuck around for like a couple of days. I'm not going to. I think I'm going to do some reading, but yeah, I just feel like I'm a little bit like, I'm exhausted because I didn't get any sleep last night, but I'm also like, oh, I have so much I could do. Maybe I am getting back to myself. It's up and down. It's totally up and down, and I'm trying not to hold myself to like any impossible standards of like getting shit done, but it's nice to know that I can like crank out filming and editing and a challenging video quickly, and that I can get my blood drawn every 2 weeks. And anyway, I'll probably take y'all to dinner with us. I don't know what the fuck we're doing. That is what I'm gonna do right now. Actually, I'm gonna go upstairs, prance my little ass up there, and I'm gonna find some recipes for us, because one thing I'm sick of, it is eating fast food. And I can't keep doing it. I don't know if we're actually gonna go to the grocery store today. I need to like have those recipes locked and loaded, so if Hayden wants to go tomorrow, he can, because it's a necessity. I'll see y'all in a little bit.
I can't believe you're turning the camera on right now when I'm in like full fucking hate mode.
No, I think that's perfect, because I think people want to see the real you, Hayden.
I mean, it kind of is the real me sometimes. Sometimes I just get in a mood, you know? I get in a vibe.
I requested a bundt cake. We had this taco place that's quite good. We're like trying it out. We had it a couple of days ago. We're trying more things on the menu today at a different location. I don't know. It was good, but it wasn't filling, so I really wanted a dessert. I asked Hayden to get me a bundt cake, and he is bitching because they don't have forks at the bundt cake place.
That's not what I'm bitching about. I just hate them as a company. Nothing bundt cakes.
So I guess don't sponsor our videos.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to give us money, that's cool. But like I said, I enjoy eating the bundt cakes. They're not bad. However, I hate their business. And
do you want to tell people about the crumble cheesecake? We did get it, and Hayden
I did get the crumble cheesecake. It is good. Here, I'll just like go ahead and show y'all. It might be kind of hard to see a little bit, but like I was eating it. It's good, but as you can see, it's like half and half cheesecake to like crust ratio, which would be fine if there was like less cheesecake and less crust, but I think that you definitely hit a maximum boundary on crust,
Yeah.
before you hit that on the cheesecake side. They definitely surpassed the amount of crust that you should have on a cheesecake. It's a lot. It's a lot. It's good though. It's good, it's decent cheesecake. It's like decent crust, but there's just too much crust.
It was
Ratio's
fine.
off.
It was really tangy. Do you think it's no-bake cheesecake?
It seemed
Let
big.
me look at it. Maybe. It was very tangy. Granted, I was like contrasting it with the red velvet mini bun that I was eating,
tangy.
but it was kind of a jolt to the system. Let me just tell you.
It also has a raspberry sauce on it,
Which I just.
I think they do a pretty good raspberry sauce.
Here's the thing. We've talked about this. I just feel
You don't like berries, and I get that.
No, I didn't say that. I just think that fruit's not a dessert, and no matter how you macerate or try to like make it fucking sauce, it's a goddamn fruit, and it doesn't belong in a dessert. Like, leave my cheesecake alone. If you're gonna put anything in it, put some chocolate.
I just don't agree.
Just
I'm not saying like fruit is a dessert, but I think that
exception.
there's a place.
Lemon. Actually, I think the lemon does belong in desserts. If you need something that's zesty, put a fucking
Lemon's
lemon
pretty
in it.
good. One time, I made these little pies out of roasted mango.
I didn't mean to get them started,
and
but
cinnamon. It was like cinnamon roasted mango, like little mini pies.
That's awful.
Oh, it was so good.
the bad thing about going to the dentist is that they really, really clean your teeth. So when you do get something between your teeth, it feels fucking awful.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? I just feel like, I don't know, stuff's going on in here. They also poked the fuck out of... I have my wisdom teeth. Just fun fact about me. He has them too. He needs to get his out though. He has cavities. Yeah. Mine are fine. I don't need to get them out. I have a big fucking mouth and tiny teeth. So they were really poking around over my like gum covered wisdom tooth.
Mm-hmm.
And it fucking hurts to eat. I'm not happy about it.
You know
Also, I'm not happy about this. Why do I look like I got electrocuted?
Remember the Shiny Teeth song from
yeah.
Fairly Odd Parents? When you sing it, do you say tiny teeth? My tiny teeth and
They can be
me,
small.
tiny teeth,
They
tiny teeth.
They can be small and tiny. Read books. Kind of. I started Educated by Tara Westover. I also am reading Iron Flame, which is not good, for the record. I'm not that far into it, like 15 minutes of 3 times speed listening, so I don't know how many chapters that is, but picks up right where the last book left off, so I guess bully for me. It's not really liking being inundated with information, so I decided that I would get out my little mini chainsaw and trim the hedges in my front yard. So I did that instead.
No, it's just a hedge trimmer.
Yeah, I guess there's no chain, but it kind of looks like one, and it goes nee.
It's more like it's kind of like, instead of a chainsaw, it's more like 100 like tiny scissors, because it's like 2 things like this.
But it
and
goes
they
like
go
this.
like that.
Yeah, but the scissors is like this.
Or sorry, they go like this. This is basically what it does.
This is scissors.
Yeah, I know, and that's what it does. It does like this.
It's like people humping. That's not scissors.
No, this is people humping.
Grinding. You have to go find a suit for this fucker. That should be thrilling.
I got too fat for my suit.
And that's okay.
The last
Bodies change.
the last 3 weddings that we've been to, I keep forgetting until 2 days before, and then I have to go put the suit on, and I'm like, I still fit in it, but I
can't move his arms.
Yeah,
He can't
I
squat.
literally can't move. But I'm like, this is just what I have to do because I waited too long. This time I'm not waiting too long. I've been thinking about it for months at this
You
point.
don't want to start popping buttons off.
I don't think that that's gonna happen.
It won't.
More afraid of either ripping or just literally just not being able to sit down or something,
Yeah, like you're a bride in a wedding dress.
Mm-hmm. So, looking forward to that. It's been a long time since I had a new suit.
Hopefully we can find something good. I actually really liked the suit that you had. I think
I liked it too.
The color was good. The fit was good when it was the appropriate size.
Yeah, I thought I looked
Find
really
you
good in it. Yeah.
Something good.
I think we can. I don't think
Something
it's gonna be
plenty.
that crazy. Where to look though?
I don't know. I mean, we got that one I think at Nordstrom. From
Did we?
Topshop, I think. We'll figure it out. It'll be a fun venture. I need to find some heels, which, now that I'm thinking about that, my toes aren't painted.
Oh, you gotta fix the dogs tonight? You gotta groom the dogs?
I don't know how this is gonna work. Let me just lay this out for you, okay? This is shameful and embarrassing, and I don't really want to talk about it, but I am not good at shaving my legs standing up, okay? I like to be in a bathtub. Unfortunately, when I was pregnant, I couldn't really take baths. Also, as you're having a miscarriage, you're not really oh, I really need to have the smoothest baby seal legs. At least that's not where my mind has been. My leg hair is so fucking long. It's bad. But my problem is, because of the kind of hair that I have, I don't really know. It's plentiful. I can't shave very often, and I knew that I had an event on Saturday, so I wasn't gonna like shave early this week, then not be able to shave again. And by that I mean I've tried everything, but if I shave too close together, my legs will just genuinely bleed. Like, that's not really the vibe we're going for. So this situation is not great. I am all for doing whatever the fuck you want with your body hair. I think if you don't want to shave, more power to you. And I normally don't really give that much of a shit, but if I like am wearing a dress, I'm gonna shave my legs personally. That's my thing. Going try on shoes tomorrow with long leg hair and unpainted toenails. Ooh, I don't know about that.
Sounds like a vibe to me,
That's
honestly.
another thing. My mom really raised me, like, don't leave the house in open-toed shoes with no toenail polish on, and I kind of agree, because I think toes are fucking ugly. I think you need toenail polish on them. That is something I stand by. The body hair, you do what you want, but put some fucking toenail polish on. Even if you're a man, do it. I don't care. It's just, you know, be cute, be pedicured, you know? And I finally just took off my gel polish, so, like...
Yeah, so what are you gonna do about that?
I don't know.
Like, okay,
here's
so
the thing,
here's
with
the
toes...
thing. How bad is it going to be if you shave tonight? How bad will it be on Saturday?
It won't look good. I'm not gonna shave my legs. And I'll be okay.
But the toes. You're gonna do the toes tonight.
I think I might have to do the toes tonight, you know? Like, I need some sort of confidence. I need to see what these grippers are gonna look like on Saturday.
Strong. Like you could
I have
pick up a
cute
trout
feet.
from a lake.
I have cute feet. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you do.
Not that I'm like a feet
That's
person,
it.
but they're just cute.
That's it.
They're just cute.
I was just gonna leave it at that.
Oh yeah. I think,
They're just cute.
Sure. What else? That's pretty much it. Oh, I also want to find a new red lipstick. At some point my legs will be shaven, and so like we can all clap for that. I think we're gonna go home and refrigerate our cheese
cookie?
cream cheesy delights. I've got one, you've got one. Yeah.
True. I also have a mother's recipe. Just kidding, it's mom's recipe, and mother's just makes it sound extra creepy, so I like saying it. Mother's recipe.
In my head, it's mother's recipe too. That's funny. Look like this.
We had the mini one previously.
This one looks cuter.
This week. The big one is just better. It's just a lot better.
Yeah, just texturally. Probably just talk to y'all tomorrow. Hello, my friends. Happy Thursday. I'm here to talk about books, to do a haul, and also talk about infertility. Are we surprised? Are we shocked? One day, literally one day, I'll get through an entire vlog without having to talk about this, but like, not when it's on my mind like this, you know? Where to start, what to talk about. It can really make you crazy, I think, the emotions that you go through after dealing with infertility or while you're in the midst of infertility. I feel like some days I'm completely fine, I'm happy, I'm doing things, and I'm like, you know what? This is all gonna work out, it's all gonna be great. I think directly after my miscarriage, I was really depressed, and then a week later, it was more like, not happy, but just like hopeful, and my response to like anybody has been like, I'll have a baby one day, don't worry about me. While I still hold out hope, while it's not hopeless, you know, I've only had 2 transfers, I've only had, you know, 1 miscarriage at this point. I think I'm starting to like actually delve into the what ifs of if this doesn't work out. And I think I already touched on that too, kind of like what my stopping point is, what my limit is, but I think today I really just like sat and thought about like, what will this look like if I just don't have kids? And I was talking to Haden about what fulfillment is and are children fulfillment. I've heard so many different things from women who have children or who, you know, are child free not by choice or child free by choice. I don't know. I feel like I've really heard so many different stories, and it's interesting grappling with infertility because I think it really gets you to ask yourself questions that you wouldn't ask yourself otherwise. Like if I had just gotten pregnant like from having sex, I don't think I would be asking myself these things. So I think it's valuable in some ways. But yeah, I was reading experiences from people who have fostered and adopted, from people who have been through that themselves, like who have been adopted or fostered. I was reading some stuff from women who are child-free not by choice. I don't know, I've been reading a lot of different stuff today, and obviously it like fills me with a sense of dread and sadness, the idea that that could be my reality, but at the same time, I don't want to be ignorant to that, you know what I'm saying? Like I want to know so that I can be empathetic, but also just know for myself, like if that is my reality eventually. I can't help but look back at the near past before I was, you know, trying to conceive and just how happy I was and how my career was exactly what I wanted it to be in terms of YouTube. My productivity just like, I mean, I definitely dealt with like hard things. I lost a pet a couple of years ago that really fucked me up. I've been through other things too, but ultimately I was like pretty happy. It really just pisses me off, I guess, how much this has robbed me of what I feel like my personhood is and the person that I am. And I think that's been really hard. It's like, I want a child, but would I really be that unfulfilled? This was it, you know? If I got back to the person that I am and the things that I like, I don't know the answer. I guess it's good to know to an extent that like, I can make it, you know, I'll be okay, but these are just ponderings and musings. I don't really have anything like concrete to say like this is how I feel and, you know, whatever. I think it's constantly changing and whatever, but I guess I had more clarity, you know. I think that's the hard thing about this is like being a control freak and wanting to like know for sure. Honestly, I kind of wish someone would just sit me down and be like, hey, it's not gonna work out for you, and then I could be like, okay, cool, I'm gonna stop this. But no one can do that. I think that's challenging. It's just like thriving in my infertility journey. This whole, yeah, okay, let's move on. I am wearing, if you're curious, a little night dress moo kind of thing from Cozy Earth. I worked with them like a year ago, I want to say at this point. And let me fucking tell you, I have placed my own order since then. This shit slaps. It's so comfortable. So thick and delicious. Love it. This is an advertisement I just wanted to tell you because I'm feeling kind of cute. I'm wearing a ton of jewelry though because Hayden and I actually had to go and find him a suit for a wedding. I think I told y'all that we were going to go shopping. We did find him a suit. It looks good off the rack, which is good because we don't have time to get something altered. We also did a little other shopping. I told y'all I wanted to find a red lipstick and I think I found the perfect one. I'm going to try it tomorrow just to see, and if it's not the perfect one for this occasion, I might go and see if I can find something more perfect. But I ended up with Max Diva, which is a matte maximum lipstick. It's like their new lipstick line. I love the little bullet. It's like kind of throwback MAC. I mean, they've always had the bullet, but it like looks like MAC lipsticks. And it's this like really pretty, I don't know if it's going to focus. On camera, it looks so orangey. It's really not in real life. It's this really deep red. Online, I think it says it's got like a brick undertone. I don't necessarily agree with that because when I swatched it on my hand, it looked really purpley, but it looked perfect because I wanted something that was a little dark, a little muted, but not too vampy. So we'll see. When I swatched it again, it looked like it was going to be a good shade. I did not try it on my lips just because it feels unsanitary. Even if it's not perfect for this occasion, I know that I will enjoy this kind of color. I'm gonna try that out tomorrow. I'm very excited about it. Got that amazing vanilla smell. And I also got a lip liner because I don't really have any dark lip liners, and I feel like this is going to be something that will go with a variety of shades. It doesn't really match the lipstick. It's the shade Half Red, and it's actually like more of a brown. I don't know if that's going to show up. Everything looks really washed out because I'm sitting in front of a lamp, but it'll be nice. I actually like that it's kind of brown because I think it will even mute this down a little bit more maybe. So I like that. I'm excited about that. It's kind of crazy to me when MAC is becoming like affordable. I mean, it's not like super affordable. I think the lipstick was like $25, but like I feel like I used to think MAC was so pricey and like glamorous, and now that like Sephora's a thing, you know, like 10-15 years later, that feels affordable. It feels like middle of the road, you know. Times are crazy. I did treat myself to a little fragrance. What can I say? I'm a fragrance bitch. So is Haden, but I didn't realize that Le Labo actually makes smaller sizes of their perfumes. I know they have a really big size and then like a slightly smaller size, but they make an even smaller size than that. I don't know if it's like considered a travel or whatever, but I got the Lavande, aka lavender scent, and it's like kind of travel size, but like bigger. It's like weightier, chodier, if you will. And it smells so good. It smells like laundry to me. It's like, it is very lavender heavy, kind of laundry-ish. In some ways, you could say it smells like an expensive bathroom. I'm kind of into that. I like it. I like the little tiny size. Hayden got the matcha one, the like matcha perfume. Now we're gonna be very glamorous together. Love that for us. It was a really nice shopping experience because the sales associate helping us was a homie. I think her name was Nicole. Yeah, shout out Nicole. Also, I did get another piece of jewelry in. It's the final piece. I think I told you I got 2 bracelets and a new pair of earrings. It's just a little like treat myself moment. Hayden got his espresso machine. I got these things, okay? I got this bangle in. I don't know if I can really like show it to you, zoom in well. It's just this like little gold bangle. It's got a few little tiny diamonds in it. I love it. It's from Furcos, I believe. Furcos is where I get the majority of my jewelry. I feel like every once in a while when I'm wearing a lot of it, people ask me where I get my jewelry from, and that's the main place. Except these two are actually not, which is rare. This I think is from like Gold Mania or something like that on Etsy. And then this one is La Boutique by Julia. This is probably my most worn necklace. It was a little pricey, but she customized it for me actually. Like one side has a bunch of like really, really tiny little scattered diamonds. She put like one single diamond on the other side, which is really sweet of her. I've purchased from her a couple times, but this is like this little pendant. She goes with everything. She's a banger. I don't know if I ever showed you my earrings either, but these are them. They're also vintage, as is this bangle. So I'm feeling very glamorous. I'm feeling very fun. You know, sometimes you just gotta feel glamorous when you're mentally doing a little bit weird. But I'm mostly okay. Like literally after I closed my laptop, I was like, I'm gonna get my camera. I want to talk candidly. And also I can choose to feel good if I want to, you know? I'm not pushing down my negative emotions, but I think sometimes getting a little too cerebral and a little too introspective can actually do a little bit more harm than good. I feel like sometimes you just need to live in the fucking moment. I think I've been doing a lot of pondering, trying to like be in control of a situation where I'm not in control, you know, trying to like get all the information possible, and you're never gonna have all the information possible. And even if you do, like I did, you can still have a miscarriage. You can still like bad things can still happen. So yeah, I just wanna vibe. I just wanna be in a good mood. I've already been thinking about like next week, which I'm really excited about. Hayden's going back into the office and I'm excited to like get into sort of like a new rhythm. And yeah, I'm also just really excited for the rest of this week. That being said, let's talk about books because that is part of my excitement. I've been reading and I feel good about it. I haven't really gotten further into Iron Flame, but I am almost 50% into Educated by Tara Westover. It's interesting reading this one. Okay, 33%. As someone who I guess is late to the party, I feel like a lot of people really liked this, and then there was like not backlash, but like negative reviews after the fact, you know, after it got popular. I feel like that's what always happens with really popular books. It's like everybody loves this, and then the dissenters come in, and then new people discover the book. I'm a new person discovering it, and it's interesting. It's about this woman, who grew up on sort of a compound, not really what you would necessarily think of as a compound, with her mom, dad, and siblings growing up heavily Mormon. And I don't know, her dad was very doomsday prepper, maybe a little bit like mentally ill as well. I guess experience with education or not getting educated, I guess. She didn't have any formal schooling. She didn't have a birth certificate for a really long time. And so it's just like her experiences, I guess. For some reason, I thought this was going to be different. Like I thought it was going to be more like fundamentalist Mormon, and like she would get out and go to college and it would be like this like triumphant story. Maybe we're gonna get there. I'm not really sure, but that was kind of the vibes I was thinking before picking up the book, and it's different than I anticipated. The writing style is very, I don't want to say flowery, but it feels very literary, which I guess is probably why it's so lauded as like amazing or whatever. It's narrated by Julia Whalen, which I'm audiobooking it obviously. Pleasant listening experience. I'm invested in what happens next, and I don't know, I'm like kind of into it. Reading this one for a list video that I'm doing. I'm supposed to do it in June. I think it's going to be later than that realistically, but I think it's going to be my juiciest list video of all, just because it's not romances, or at least primarily not romances. I don't actually know if there's any romances on the list. It's like I think 76 fiction books or something like that, like the most popular books past decade, I think, like that. Is it past decade? I'm not actually sure what the list is. And I also have a fucking terrible headache. I guess that's what I'll leave you with, is the hormone headaches that I thought were gone are very much not gone, and I'm very over it because it's like really hurting my brain, and it makes it hard to read and hard to film. But anyway, thanks for listening to me rant and ramble. I will check in with y'all tomorrow. Maybe when I like try on these lipsticks. I definitely need to go to Target tomorrow, so like I'll take you with me for that. Maybe I'll get some juicy stuff while I'm there. Maybe I'll do a little walk around with my other camera. Hello, party people. It's almost sunset. That's why the lighting is so deliciously stunning. Haden's got some squirt.
Had some squirt.
This kind of looks like shark eggs.
Like actual shark eggs, or is it like a thing?
They're actual, I think it's actual shark eggs. I don't actually know. Would you like a cookie? We decided to get little cookies after our little fun time outing today. We went to get some spicy buffalo.
Where can I pick this cookie up?
I know, it's so chocolatey. We went to get some buffalo chicken tender sandwiches. They were quite delicious. We also went to the ever delightful Bath and Body Works. Technically stuff was on sale, but it didn't really feel like it was on sale price-wise. We got some candles. We got some wall plugins. I got a Bridgerton candle, which is fancy. And we went to be demoralized at Old Navy. So that was really fun.
Be demoralized.
Here's the thing about Old Navy is that, like, in theory, I love it because the prices are usually pretty good. Quality is usually pretty good too. Fit is always so fucking hit or miss with Old Navy. Like, I tried on a dress in a medium and it was too big for me. And then I tried on a different style of dress in a medium. I looked like I was in a sausage casing. So make fucking sense. My boobs are big, but they're not that fucking big. There's no reason I shouldn't be able to wear a normal dress.
Do they make big boob dress?
I think some stores do.
You know, their dresses are size 3 or something, but it's like size 3.
4 big titties.
Size 3 BB for big boobs.
Yeah, I think like I know of at least one brand that does like a bigger cup size sort of dress.
Yeah, skinny big tits just sounds like a hard way to live, you know?
I think I'm not skinny then. But yeah, really do. I feel for you skinny girls with big boobs.
Yeah, if there's only like one size that they're looking at.
To be fair, that could be generalized to like all kinds of different body types. Like,
I mean, that's true.
I find that a lot when I'm like shopping for like dresses. Honestly, jeans too. It seems like everything is cut for someone who has absolutely no curves, just like up and down.
Mm-hmm.
And it doesn't matter like what like dress size or pant size you are. They just like expand it this way, and they're not like accommodating for changes in body type and shape, and it's frustrating. I have read books. Just wanted you to know. Actually, I'm like
No, you didn't.
50 pages into Just for the Summer by Abby Jimenez, which was our book club pick over on Fable last month. I didn't get to it because obviously, you know, miscarriage. But I'm liking it so far. I can tell it's going to be depressing as fuck, but also I'll probably give it 5 stars. Well, the premise is that the hero at the beginning of the book, he doesn't am I the asshole post on Reddit, basically asking if he's the asshole for naming his dog after his best friend. He got the ugliest dog possible and named it after his best friend because his best friend kind of stole his girl. Like, him and his girl broke up, and then she immediately got with him, with the best friend.
You're still the asshole.
But this is like a recurring thing in this guy's life, that like every girl he's ever been with, after they break up, they find the soulmate. Like, the girl always finds her soulmate right afterwards. And his friend knew about this.
Maybe it's because he's a real piece of shit. That's what it sounds like.
No, he's a nice guy. Love interest also had the same thing happen to her. Like, guys she dates eventually like get married or engaged right after they break up. She's a traveling nurse, DMs him or like messages him on Reddit and is like, hey, like, this happened to me too. They start talking, they start chatting. We find out that the heroine has a really shitty mom. It's really flaky, who I'm sure is going to come up in the book at some point. And then we also have the hero's family. The mom's going to a prison, I think, for like embezzlement or some sort of white collar crime, I think. And he is now going to be the legal guardian for his 3 younger siblings. So it's going to be an interesting ride, I'm guessing, based on that. But so far so good. I will say it's like a little bit on the slow side. It feels more like an actual relationship that you would read about, if that makes sense. Like, you're just reading like these people having basic conversations. I'm not like laughing out loud or anything yet. Not like my heartstrings have not been tugged on yet, but I'm 50 pages in, so that's fine. I also desperately, you know what, when I get home, I'm actually going to finish Educated by Miss Tara Westover, because that's due tomorrow. 12 hours of that left, so I'll probably do that. And yeah, tomorrow, my friends, I think I might do a little bit like of a get ready with me. Show you my little glam. It's like basically my everyday makeup with some red lipstick. It's really not that fancy, but I pretend I'm a beauty guru sometimes, so I will be doing that. I feel like I can see a bug on the wall. It's literally, okay, it was dirt on my camera. I'm so stupid. Hello. Hello, Pinky. Would you like to say hello? I think you would. Oh, handsome baby. Hi. I didn't get to do my little like get ready with me yesterday because I didn't really have enough time, to be frank with you, before that wedding, but I feel like I looked pretty decent. I also had a whole snafu with my camera, as we all know. I've been taking pictures to like feel good or whatever. Also, hello, skin tint making me greasy looking. Some pictures with my big camera, like, you know, one of my nicer cameras, and I went to do some editing, put my SD card in my computer, and it didn't work. I couldn't recover the files, so I had to buy like $100 software to fix it. I did eventually fix it and find the pictures, and here's the picture. Anyway, none of this really fucking matters. I just wanted to give you some context for my day yesterday. It was a little chaotic. The wedding was really nice. It actually reminded me in some ways of like my own wedding, like aesthetically and stuff. It was really pretty, and it was nice to see my friends get married. So the wedding was nice. We went this morning to get some breakfast with some friends, and I just wanted to like film a final clip for the vlog, which feels so anticlimactic. I feel like this vlog has not been like super thrilling, but I have a plan to remedy that, and I did kind of want to like run you through it and also just give you kind of like my thoughts and feelings over the past couple of days that I have maybe not shared, and tell you how I feel about Educated by Tara Westover, which I did finish. I did want to give y'all some closure on that one because I know that I've like talked about it off and on this vlog. Yeah, Humidity, I think I'm done with her. I think I'm safely done with her, and she can go away next week, fingers crossed. First, I guess I'll give you my thoughts and feelings. Also, you're definitely gonna hear purring in the background because we've got a little nursing session going on here. I got a message today from a friend, really sweet message, basically wishing me a happy Mother's Day and that I'll be a mom soon. And I was like, that's so sweet. What's crazy to me is that I didn't even compute me and Mother's Day in the same sentence. Like, I didn't even really consider it. Like, I knew today was Mother's Day. I know that I'm infertile, but I didn't really put 2 and 2 together that like I could be included in that conversation now or ever. And that's kind of sad to think about, I guess, that like it didn't even cross my mind, but also I think it's probably healthy because I'm just not quite there yet, you know? And so yeah, it like hasn't really fazed me, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I just haven't really thought about it. I'm still in that kind of like headspace of, you know, just considering all of the possibilities and all of the what ifs, and I think I'm back to still being optimistic, you know, about our chances of having a successful, you know, transfer going forward. I'm back on the positive thinking wavelength, that I'm really excited for like the week ahead. Haden's going back into the office starting next week, and I am looking forward to changing up my routine and just like kind of, you know, getting back to it. And like, I don't know, I think it'll be nice. I think it'll be a good dynamic for both of us, and so I'm looking forward to that. I also kind of face the fact that I think I'm gonna have to get the groceries this week, which I'm not looking forward to, but I think is going to be good in the spirit of what I talked about a couple of vlogs ago, which is that like I need to take better control of my health and eating for myself rather than like relying on someone else to like provide food for me. I think next week's gonna be fun. And in that same vein, I think I'm gonna try something different for the next week or two. I feel like I haven't been as zesty in the vlogs, and I feel like I haven't been as like take you around with me as I was when I first started this channel, which I really liked. Like that was something that I really enjoyed and was something that I really liked about Chanmas back on my main channel, as in doing like daily vlogs I was able to just like really stay concentrated and focused for a single day, take you around with me, talk a lot more, and I just kind of prefer the energy of those. So I think what I'm going to do is pick a couple of like filming days specifically next week, start creating like smaller vlogs, more frequent vlogs. I'm hoping to post on this channel on Tuesdays and Thursdays rather than just on Tuesdays with vlogs, and I think that will give me the freedom to like get stuff done here and also the freedom to get stuff done for my main channel. I think that's also what I'm struggling with, is like there's some days when I just desperately need to read for the main channel, and like I don't want to like skip vlogging, you know. It feels like there's big gaps, and or I feel like I'm not able to like give as much to this channel, but I want to do that. And yeah, part of getting back to me as like being more productive and like getting more creative and doing more interesting things. So looking forward to doing that. And we can talk about Educated by Tara Westover. I don't know what it is about me just like trying to pick up the most depressing books possible right now. I actually just started When Breath Becomes Air, which is, I believe, about a neurosurgeon who dies of brain cancer or like something like that, which, wow, sad, but I think it's like a memoir and or like helps you appreciate life, which I think I could maybe use right now. But Educated, I will say it's so interesting picking up a book where so many other people have read it and you have your own preconceived notions about what it's going to be about. I just really thought that this was going to be one of the stories that was like, she was kept in this like really strict compound and she was never able to leave, and then when she like escaped, she was able to like learn how to read and write from scratch. It wasn't that at all. It literally was nothing like that. You know, I was gonna say heroine of the story, our narrator, our author, because it's a memoir. You know, she does grow up with kind of like Mormon survivalist parents on this stretch of land, but she is in contact with people in the real world, and she does like see different points of view, at least a little bit in the beginning of the book, and she does have a little bit of an education, but the story is really about this contrast of like her getting a real education from like college onward, and also, I guess, grappling with the life that she grew up in and the things that her parents believe, which are just so different than what the rest of society believes. I don't know. I guess I wasn't expecting the amount of graphic on-page abuse from the author's brother. I definitely wasn't expecting so much about her family, but I mean, I guess it makes sense in the context of just her world and her growing up. I don't know, I found it to be interesting. I'm not like disappointed that it wasn't what I was expecting. It definitely leaves me feeling a little bit weird after reading the book, just because, again, I was expecting something completely different, and this really was a lot about her family relationships. I mean, it kind of makes sense, you know. I think that family relationships impact so much of our being, whether it's in education specifically or interpersonal relationships, which is something the narrator talks about often. It educates you beyond just like a book education, I guess, like the relationship you get from or have with your parents. So yeah, I don't know how to feel about it. Like, the thing about him is that he likes to talk a lot and he doesn't tell you what the fuck he wants. He's just gonna scream. And most of the time he doesn't want anything. So anyway, I am glad that I read it. I think the reason I'm enjoying this list so much and why I'm like reinvigorated for this particular list that I'm reading for later in the year, honestly, it'll probably be like August or September before I'm able to read all the books for it, is because it's the 76 most popular books of the past decade, and it's not really romance. It's books that I feel like I see every time I walk into Barnes & Noble, or I've heard people talk about, or, you know, like if you read books, I feel like you have seen certain books over and over again, and you're just curious about what they're about, even if you're not necessarily curious about the genre. And so it's kind of nice to force myself to read them, because now I will like have this context and this knowledge base that like maybe other people have. I don't know. Glad I read it. I don't rate nonfiction, so I don't really have like feelings to leave you with, but I'd probably give like a 3 or a 4, like feeling wise. So anyway, that is pretty much it for me. Next week should be fine. I'm going to do a video probably talking about like meal planning and going to the grocery store and cleaning out my pantry and maybe making some meals for myself, like being a grown-up. And then later on in the week, my sister's coming over for Bridgerton, so maybe I'll like make 2 separate, you know, vlogs for those 2 separate occasions. But I'm looking forward to it, and I hope that it will provide some like more interesting stuff for y'all as well. But thanks for sticking with me. I love y'all so much, and I will see you in the next one.